Pisces, this will be a general reading for you. Let's see what's going on. What do you need to know right now? Pisces placements. 8 of Wands. What do Pisces need to know, please? All right, we have the Strength card. The 5 of Cups. I also have the Star here. Somebody is not very happy about something, Pisces. 5 of Cups. There's some sort of disappointment. And somebody definitely could be holding back from saying this. I don't think that it's you, Pisces. It could be. Give me 2 more. The Chariot. The Chariot and the Star, both of these cards indicate some sort of quick, fast movement, something that's going to end up happening very, very soon. Tell me about this. Give me 1 more. Yeah, the Sun. Yeah, something's coming to light. Something is coming out here, Pisces. I feel like I keep saying that to you, but it's the truth. What you may be disappointed about, that's coming to an end. You're not going to be disappointed for very much longer. Tell me about the Strength card for Pisces. Why is the Strength card here? Be patient, Pisces. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. There's going to be a huge improvement within your money, within your finances. Going from the 4 of Pentacles to the 9 of Pentacles. And look what's right here behind that. The 8 of Wands, the 2 of Cups to the 8 of Pentacles. 8, 8, 8. And then again, just like the Star and the Chariot, this 8 of Wands, another card of fast, quick movement. Multiple 8s, Pisces, is all about power, money, and karma. The Strength card is also number 8. What goes around comes back around. If somebody disappointed you in the past, Pisces, just focus on yourself. Focus on your money. Focus on your finances. Because you will see a huge improvement. Hard work is going to pay off. And there's something also here about a message. And 2 of Cups, a connection that you share with another person. Tell me about this. Because that's the thing with the 5 of Cups, is that somebody is here upset over 3 spilt cups, not realizing that those 2 cups are still upright. Tell me about this 5 of Cups. Release your expectations when it comes to other people. Don't expect anything from anybody and you won't get disappointed. Tell me about this 5 of Cups. Yep, look at that. Look what just came out. The 8 of Wands. You're going to be hearing something about this. This disappointment, how somebody is feeling, involves a message. Tell me about this message. Tell me about the 8 of Wands, please. Yep, the 2 of Cups. What did I just say? 333 on the timer. I can't make this up. Someone wants to communicate with you. King of Pentacles. Very well could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. I also see Leo, Aquarius, Cancer. More Leo. Tell me about the Star. Tell me about the Star, please. Why is a Star here for Pisces? The Knight of Cups and the 2 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. There's some sort of delay and there's some sort of indecision going on. Whether this is on your part or whether it's whoever this person is, this Knight of Cups, wanting to come in and communicate here with you about how somebody's feeling. And the Star wishing for this, hoping, praying. Oof. 2 of Swords to the Knight of Swords, Pisces. Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. This is 2 different people. This is 2 different energies. Tell me about the Chariot. Clarify the Chariot, please. This, the This person, if they do not stop coming out in your readings, I think I'm just going to have to throw this whole card away. No, I'm just kidding. But for real, this King of Wands, they won't stop. And the Chariot is a fast forward moving vehicle. This person's after you. They might want to hit you with this wand multiple times. 8 of Wands. Oh, now you got a King of Pentacles. Okay. Well, that's 2 different energies, Pisces. King of Pentacles. Somebody with Taurus, Virgo, Cap in their chart. You also have somebody with possible Cancer, Scorpio in their chart. Maybe even Pisces. You also got fire here. Clearly, fire. Fire, fire, fire. You may be in the process of closing out some sort of karmic cycle with one person, and then a new cycle here starts about... Tell me about the sun. Tell me about the sun for Pisces. Clarify the sun. The sun. This Leo energy. Wow. Look at where the 10 of Pentacles is falling out over. It's falling out over the 4 of Pentacles. And what did I tell you about going? You're going, Pisces, from the 4 of Pentacles, feeling stuck, having to hold back, having to be patient about your money and your finances, to having it all. And then the 10 of Pentacles, this is what's coming out. This is what's coming to light. And this is what's going to end up making you very, very happy. This 10 of Pentacles, complete financial abundance here between whoever it is that you want to be with. You got the Page of Cups to the Hermit. And here you go again. Something else about a message. Something else about you hearing from somebody who you may have not heard from in quite some time. And receiving some sort of solid offer. Page of Pentacles to the 7 of Pentacles. And again, talking about investment, again, talking about money and how it is progressing here. And I do want you to see this, Pisces. You have the Death card, which is a transformation card. To the 2 of Swords, to the Knight of Swords, to the 7 of Swords, to the 4 of Swords. There is somebody here with Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius that is not doing very well. This person is having a hard time mentally. Yeah, they're having a very difficult time mentally. And I just want you to focus on yourself, Pisces. Focus on your money because of this huge improvement that is coming rushing into you. Okay? Oh man, Pisces, I'm going to end your general reading here. Let's get into the all signs portion. We're going to do Pisces dealing with Aries. All the way to Pisces, we're going to start with Aries. We are going to end with singles. Now, Pisces dealing with Aries. Oh, you know what? Before we start with that, I do want to talk really quickly about, I went on a random walk the other day. I walked down a random street and I found this book. And I definitely feel like after opening the book up and reading it a little bit, I was supposed to find this book. There was a reason why. You know, on this random day, I randomly walked down the street to find this book specifically. So, universe has guided me to this book, and I feel like I've been guided to this book because I need to share it with you. Okay? There is very useful things. I haven't read all of it. I've only read a little bit. In the little bit that I did read, I automatically knew that this was something I needed to come on here and share. So, I have it tabbed off because each sign we go through, we'll read the cards and then I'll read you a little clip from the book on each sign. Does that make sense? And then timestamps, they'll be in the comment section. You can go through and skip to which timestamp you want to go to, because this reading probably is going to be a little bit longer than normal. Okay, Pisces. Let me take a sip of my tea. All right. So let's pull a couple cards here first. Pisces dealing with Aries. And then I'll read you the book about Aries. Pisces dealing with Aries. Pisces dealing with Aries. Okay, Pisces and Aries. We have the King of Wands, Aries energy here. The Six of Pentacles. Pisces and Aries, please. Okay, the Two of Swords. Things may be off balance here between you and this person. Okay, Two of Swords. Somebody is a little bit unsure. 11:11 on the timer. I don't know what the indecision is about. I don't know what is off balance here, but let's see. Pisces and Aries. Seven of Wands. Okay. The Four of Pentacles. So be calm here. Be calm, be patient. Yep, be calm and be patient. Something is coming into balance after a while. If you've been waiting, if you've been wanting equal give and take, Pisces, from this Aries, I think you just need to give it some time. Be patient. Three of Pentacles. There may be an opportunity opening up for you to where you and this person can work on things. You will get something that you've been wanting. You will get something that you've been wishing for. And you may be a little disappointed over the situation right now, because if things aren't moving, if things, it feels like this Two of Swords, looks like you have good news, Pisces, with the Page of Wands coming in. You have good news. Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. Somebody does need to get over something that has happened in the past, though. Whether this is you or whether it's this person. Look at this. You have a divine pair. You got the King and the Queen of Wands. Eight of Cups, Six of Wands. Pisces, you are going to end up receiving the recognition that you want. It might take some time. You may need to be patient with this person. But I like that, there's no one else in the mix, but you two are coming out as one. So all I can tell you is to be patient with this person. Let's read the part of the Aries. So, maybe this will help you. Now, I'm only going to read a little bit per part. Oh, and by the way, this is Linda Goodman's Sun Signs. How to really know your husband, wife, lover, child, boss, employee, yourself through astrology. Okay. So, the Aries man. That creature over there making a phone call. Is it an electrically charged dynamo? Is it a flaming torch? Is it a bird? An explosion? Or is it Superman? Well, practically it's an Aries male, which is pretty close. Let's hope you know what you're looking for. Should it be excitement? An Aries man will provide it by the bushel, with seldom a dull moment to blur the sparkle. But if you're looking for the security and contentment of a soothing love, you're in the wrong telephone booth. Aries can overwhelm you with passionate adore 1 minute and be as icy as a polar bear the next. Insult him or lose his interest, either or both, and that warm, impulsive Mars nature will freeze instantly. To ignite it again may mean starting all over from Act 1, Scene 1. Aries men are fairly bursting with ideas and creative energy. Keeping up with him may be tiring, but keep up you'd better, at least mentally. Aries has a way of leaving the snails behind and not glancing back. He'll probably look and act younger than springtime, which is all very delightful, but his youthful aura may carry over into his mental and emotional attitudes until he's matured, which won't be early in life. The Aries man is impatient with slow pokes, bold and confident, always ahead of others, and sometimes ahead of himself as well. He can be the soul of generosity, giving his time, money, sympathy, and possessions by the carload cheerfully to strangers. But he can also be exasperatingly intolerant, thoughtless, selfish, and demanding when his desires are delayed or he's forced to be around negative people. When it comes to love, his headless attitude is absolutely amazing. He'll plunge into an affair positive that this is the only true love ever known by any two people ever born, with the possible exception of Romeo and Juliet. When it breaks in half, he'll pick up the pieces and try every angle he can think of to salvage the dead romance. If it's beyond repair, he'll start all over again with a new Juliet, and it will be like the very first time. No matter how many romantic mistakes he makes, the ram is sure his true love or soulmate is just around the next dream. Unless you're a Scorpio female, the Aries man is as passionate as any woman could ask for. There's little left to desire. He's so idealistic and susceptible to sentiment. He'll squeeze all the tingles, sighs, ecstasies, and poetry it's possible to squeeze out of a relationship. Aries isn't capable of going halfway. He gives all of himself to the burning interest of the moment. Okay, that's all I'm going to read for the Aries man. If you want to know more, let me know and we'll go through and I'll read it all. But let's talk about Aries woman before moving on to Taurus. So you're in love with an Aries girl. I don't know whether to congratulate you or sympathize you. When Byron wrote that man's love is of man's life a thing apart, 'tis woman's whole existence. Yeah, he forgot about the Aries woman. She may think love is her whole existence, but she's too vitally absorbed in the world around her, not to mention in herself, for it to be the beginning and end of her life. She can get along without a man easier than any female you'll ever meet. Of course, getting along without a man is not the same thing as getting along without romance. She'll always need that hero of her dreams to yearn for in her heart. He may be long ago and far away, or hiding just out of sight and touch, somewhere in tomorrow's mists. But she'll think about him in an April rain. He'll haunt her when the first snow falls, when she hears a certain song or sees lightning flash. However, while she's yearning, if there's no male around in actual physical presence, she won't miss him terribly. Anything he'd do, she can do better, she thinks. Excuse me. The Aries girl will open her own doors. She'll also put on her own coat, fight her own battles, pull out her own chair, hail her taxi, and light her cigarette without any masculine help. Doing it herself, to her, the fastest way to get it done. Naturally, this doesn't set too well on the vulnerable male ego. Yeah, men do not like it when you show them up, and if you don't need them, they're just... Okay. Aries females are the most likely of all sun signs to do the proposing, especially if the man is slow about naming the date. And that's about as early as you can safely show your feelings when she proposes. Before that, you're taking a chance. Be very careful about moving in on an Aries girl. She wants to be the leader in the love affair. Be sure you have her heart safely in your pocket before you try to grab her around the waist and kiss her goodnight. Otherwise, she may give you a sharp right hook to the jaw and run like a frightened deer. All right, let's do Taurus. Pisces and Taurus. Pisces dealing with Taurus. Eight of Wands. Message. Three of Cups. Pisces and Taurus. The Lovers. Okay. And the Page of Pentacles. I don't know if something happened here between you and this Taurus. This person could be wanting to get back together. Three of Cups, yeah. Eight of Wands, Page of Cups here. Seems like there's a message coming in and a message being sent. Yeah, someone's thinking about this. Two of Wands. Okay. Pisces and Taurus, Eight of Cups. You may have walked away. That could be why there's this sense of wanting to reconcile. Because Eight of Cups talks about Pisces emotionally withdrawing here. Sorry, I dropped a card. Let me pick it up. Yeah, the Ace of Wands, but there is action being taken. Somebody's going to end up taking action here. Okay. Well, I like it. Yeah, back and forth messages, Three of Wands, something transforming. The Taurus man. Perhaps you picture the typical Taurus man as a quiet, practical soul, as sensible and down to earth as an old pair of shoes. It's true. He is. You may also observe that he's slow to move to action, deliberate and careful. True again. Therefore, you deduce. It's only logical to assume he's not very romantic. Positively false. Where did you get the idea you can analyze the Tauran nature by using pure logic alone? Probably from some Libra fellow who's trying to make an impression on you. Oh my God. Well, he's wrong. Logic isn't very helpful when you're trying to solve the riddle of a strong masculine symbol like the bull, who's ruled by a loving, peaceful planet like Venus. Send that Libra man with his clever mind back to the library. The bull may take a long time deciding if he wants you for his woman. He's not going to execute a flashy swan dive into the pool of romance and discover on the way down that someone forgot to fill it with water. But once he's made up his mind that you're the one, and once he sets his mind on winning you, he'll make the Libra lover look like a fumbler. He'll even put the smitten lion and the passionate Scorpio to shame. That sensible, practical, slow, determined Taurus male is capable of sending you one pink rose each day until you surrender to his proposal of marriage, or whatever. He can even write a poetic song or verse and bashfully mail it to you without signing it, knowing you'll guess the sender. Taurus can be a tender, gentle, and protective lover. His sensual nature will make him vulnerable to your exotic perfume, the smoothness of your skin, and softness of your hair. He may not say so in flowery language to your face, but he will find a way to convey the message. The Taurus sense of touch is a tangible thing. This negative, fixed earth sign is full of contradictions in love. The Tauran will like to see you dress in luxurious furs and rich colors. He may buy you a fragrant bunch of fresh spring violets for your furs from the little old lady on the corner and leave a large tip in her basket because she reminds him of his mother. You, however, will definitely not remind him of either his mother or his sister, except when it comes to protecting you from the rude glances of other bulls who try to move in. Music will stir his emotions and put him in the mood for love. He's almost sure to have a favorite song that reminds him of you each time he hears it. It's the one he keeps playing on the jukebox. Why is this the most romantic thing I've ever read? I think I gotta find me a Taurus. If you need more proof proof of the romance in his soul. The typical Taurus man will help you build your hope chest with birthday gifts of china and silver, and at Christmas he'll remind you of Santa himself when he comes calling, loaded down with mysterious packages and sentimental trinkets. He'll suggest moonlight swims, picnics in cool, secluded woods, and walk down country lanes under the stars. Oh my God, I think I'm in love. His will be the largest, fanciest, most eloquent Valentine the postman ever delivered on February 14th. When a Taurus man courts you, he courts you. He doesn't fool around. You'll probably be taken to dine in glamorous restaurants with soft lights and violins, and he'll never forget the date you first met or any other intimate anniversary between you. For the love of buttercups, how much romance do you need? Oh my gosh, it's perfectly true that the bull isn't a wild dreamer like the Aquarian male. Taurus will never sweep you off your feet like a Leo, or promise to take you floating away to live with him in a fairy castle drifting on pink clouds forever and a day like an Aries. He's more likely to drop by on some foot by some Saturday night with the architect's blueprints for the house he plans to build for you. I'm gonna cry. Out of the real lumber and with real cash. He'll probably make the down payment on the property or the very least on the apartment lease before you become engaged. This man means business when the bull lifts you across his threshold and plants you firmly in his substantial home, which won't bear the faintest resemblance to a fairy castle. You can be sure the mortgage is secure at the bank. That's hardly something to complain about. You'll wonder why you ever wanted to be wrapped in those pink clouds once you've been warmly and snugly enfolded in the soft Tauran blanket of security. You'll be too busy enjoying your new furniture and checking account, or the certainty that they're just around the corner, to weep for misty dreams that probably wouldn't have come true anyways. That is, if you're a female who appreciates solid value. Not every woman does. More's the pity, but sensible girls from 18 to 80 value the peaceful, easygoing ways of the bull and his calm, stable nature. His sentimental gestures and pleasantly earthy wooing can be just as satisfying as the soulful, poetic sighs of the more colorful lovers or the dashing excitement of the flashier Don Juans, quite often even more so. Ask any woman who's been seen sensible enough to get herself good and loved by a strong Tauran. There are lots of contented cows and happy heifers around. A Taurus man plans for tomorrow carefully. As a squirrel stores his nuts when they're plentiful in the summer to provide security for the cold, barren winter, the temporary pleasures of a bright afternoon will never distract Taurus from preparing for the days when the slush piles up to the curb. It's a funny thing, but the husbands who are financially able to take or send their wives to Florida in January often born in May. Pisces, I think you should find yourself a Taurus. All right, let's go to Taurus woman. I remember a conversation I once had with a writer whose mother had been born in May. In discussing her parents' habits and character, the girl happened to mention that the mother was a tall woman. "You must take after your father, then," I remarked, since the girl herself was only average height. She smiled, and I shall never forget what she said. I didn't mean in inches. Mother was shorter than I. That was just soul talk. The girl was a Pisces, the sign that looks deep inside you. She was right. A Taurus female is a tall woman. Even if she measures under 5 feet, she can reach tall enough to meet almost any emergency life chooses to throw her way. In many ways, the Tauran female is the salt of the earth, a combination of most of the sterling qualities every male looks for and seldom finds. She may have a violent temper that would frighten a strong man who into running for the woods, or at least ducking under a tablecloth. But she won't go on a raging rampage without good provocation. I'm so sorry, I can't read some of these words. Ordinarily, if you don't torment her beyond human endurance, or if fate doesn't hand her a really rough bunch of cards, she'll play the game of life fairly, with cool, admirable calm. Her candor and basic honesty are undiluted with normal feminine tricks and tears. The Taurusian girl has more moral and emotional courage than many a tough male. But she has enough confidence in her own sex to let you be the boss if you want the job. If you don't feel it, she may grab control and run things herself, but she'd much rather have it the other way around. She seeks a real man. That's because she knows she's a real woman, and she's proud of it. To her, being a woman doesn't necessarily mean being in something flirt, a mental fluffball, or a mewing kitten who pretends to be weak or to get her own way. It won't be long before you see she has a mind of her own, and it's quite strong enough to have to resort to teasing to gain an objective. There's enough self-control in the average Taurus woman in makeup to hold back a team of horses, a fair idea of the force of her hidden will, if she chooses to exercise it. Let's hope she does. With an Aries or Leo ascendant or moon, she may be capable of occasionally cruelty or frequent emotional storms, and with heavy Pisces or Gemini influences in her natal chart, she may be more restless and wavering, but the typical Taurusian female practices self-restraint in all areas at most times. It's a good thing, because her normally placid exterior conceals a sensual nature that could stand a little checking. Okay, let's go to Gemini. Give me just 1 second. I need to go use the restroom. Okay. All right. Pisces and Gemini. Pisces dealing with Gemini. Pisces dealing with Gemini. We have the Page of Wands. Pisces dealing with Gemini, Six of Swords. Wow, the Ten of Cups. Pisces, looks like you have some sort of good news coming in. Page of Wands is good news in the form of communication. And the Six of Swords here talks about moving forward, not only mentally, but physically. Moving towards some sort of Ten of Cups moment. Moving towards some sort of emotional fulfillment. You know, this person could be coming in. Maybe you're coming in to communicate with them about what it is that you want. Some sort of future goal here. Yeah, and the Chariot, Six of Cups. Well, yep, and Justice, wow. The Chariot and the Justice card. Both of these cards talk about balance, Pisces. If something happened here between you and this person, you know, this is possibly Six of Cups to the Ten of Cups, reconciliation, getting back together here. There's healing that needs to be done. Four of Swords to the Star, though. Okay. If this is a reconciliation and if you're looking to get back together with this person, I want you to really focus on healing. And if you would like some tools to help you possibly heal, let me know. I will give them to you, because just with the Hangman here, seems like you may be feeling a little stuck about this, Pisces, especially if something happened in the past, okay? But get ready, because I honestly see a message coming through. Yeah, you may be hearing from this person after quite some time. You may be receiving an intoxicated message from them. Okay, let's read this. Gemini. I feel like this quote is so accurate. I could tell you my adventures, beginning from this morning. At least I knew who I was when I got up this morning, but I think I must have been changed several times since then. Okay. Ouch. Sorry, let me move my foot. Being in love gives you a nice sense of warm security. There's that heavenly comfort of always knowing someone is going to be there when you need him, that you no longer walk alone. All the doubts you knew before just melt away. That is, unless you're having a romance with a Mercury man, which might take the edge off that warm security. In fact, you'll adjust much better to know a Gemini if you send him out for a loaf of bread on Monday and don't expect him back until Thursday. Never look for him until you see him coming, and don't hang on to his coattails when he wants to leave. Gosh, that's so accurate. Once you've schooled yourself to accept his restless, unpredictable spirit, there's a good chance of making it work, but not if you're going to insist on that heavenly comfort of always knowing someone is going to be there. You'll probably never know for sure when this man is going to be anywhere, and that can bring back some of the doubts romance is supposed to melt away. It's true that when you're in love with a Gemini, you won't walk alone. You most certainly won't. You'll have at least 2 people to walk with you, and both of them will be him. He was born under the sign of the twins, you know. In this case, they're never identical twins. The dual nature of Gemini combines 2 completely different personalities. You might even be involved with one of those Mercury men who are triplets or quintuplets. And if so, you have quite a crowd to keep you company even when you're alone with him. I think that's one of the best things about a Gemini. It's like having multiple people in one. It never gets boring. The typical Gemini is the favorite of every hostess. He likes people. The more the merrier. It's a rare Geminian who's not a perfectly delight conversationalist. He has exquisite taste. He's loaded with witty remarks, and his compliments are masterpieces of warm serenity. Usually a master of impeccable manners with social adroitness, he keeps the party moving in more ways than one. You know those scavenger hunts where people pair off with a list of wacky items to collect, like a hair from the head of a famous movie star and a piece of the blotter on the desk of the chief of police, and the couple which has rounded up the most items on the list gets the prize? It's the Gemini's favorite kind of party because it combines the highest possible exposure to people of all kinds with the highest possible opportunity to move around from one place. From place to place, he seeks both. If you meet him at a social affair where he's performing his fascinating multiple personality act, you haven't a chance. You'll be convinced he's the most exciting, interesting, intelligent man you'll ever come across. No one could quarrel with that analysis. He probably is. It's no wonder you're excited and impressed. But before you let him change your name, be sure you're capable of tackling an uncertain future with a man whose whims may change with the wind and whose goals in life may shift drastically before the honeymoon is even over. Gemini and Walt Whitman once wrote the lines, "Do I contradict myself? ... I contain multitudes." Whether he realized it or not, he was summoning up the Mercury nature. One day, your Gemini man may call you with a chattering monkey perched on his shoulder and suggest going to a flea circus. He'll bring you flowers, perfume, a phonograph record, or a couple of books, maybe even one he wrote himself. The hours will speed by as you happily sun yourself in the cheerful disposition, laugh at his bright, clever jokes, and melt under his gallant charm. He'll say, "I love you," 100 different ways, like no one else in the world could. The next day, he'll phone you and break a date for no earthly reason whatsoever, causing you to imagine all sorts of things. Was he only joking about loving you? Is he seeing someone else? Is he in trouble? Your fears may be true. Then again, they may be false. A week later, he'll reappear, full of sarcastic remarks, moody and irritable. He'll be patient, critical, and petulant. He may criticize your shoes, your lipsticks, or your itinerary tastes, or your literary taste, and have some pretty cutting doubts about the possibility of your happiness together. Either all this, or he'll be sullen and troubled, his mind far away, distant and aloof. No use asking why. You won't get an answer that makes any sense. If you survive that experience, a few more days will find you visiting an art gallery, theater, museum, library, or opera with your Gemini man, absolutely hypnotized by his knowledge and wide interest. He'll be unusually tender, full of fragile butterfly dreams and imaginative hopes for tomorrow. Then he'll propose, like that, quick as lightning. You'll forget all the thunder and storms, clouds, all the rain that fell before. Say yes before he changes his mind, and there you are, engaged to an enigma. Enigma? Yes, I said enigma. If you expect anything else, like a man who's stable and patient, you will gently play Darby to your Joan while life and love glide on as smoothly as a gondola down a romantic canal in Venice. You're headed in the same direction as a merry-go-round, in circles. Get off fast and never mind about grabbing the brass ring. Don't let the gay, light-hearted music seduce you into following a painted scene of constantly changing colors, with shades of dreary gray as likely to show up in sunny yellow or blissful blue. If you're incurable romantic seeking perfect harmony, you're in more than a little danger. Okay, I want you to understand, if you want stability, and if you don't want your romantic life to be a roller coaster, this person is not for you. No matter what the rest of his natal chart says, if the sun was in Gemini when he was born, this man will not remain tomorrow what he is today, nor will he have any lasting memory of yesterday. In one way or another, he will change. Granted, the changes may always be for the better, and he may consistently aim higher, but the element of chance is always there. If you're a gambler, you may very well hit the jackpot with him and find a glorious mental and emotional compatibility to celebrate on your golden wedding anniversary. But all the good gamblers know the odds before they place their bet. Just be sure you do. Two rare expectations to Gemini instability of purpose seem to be President Kennedy and England's Queen Victoria. However, keep in mind that John Kennedy had, at all times, a multitude of interest which changed constantly, and Queen Victoria, who was very close to being a Taurus, brought about a great important changes in her country's customs. Anyway, very few of us marry kings, queens, or presidents who have been forced by circumstances to mature and settle into a set pattern. Okay. An excellent example of a Geminian duality of expression is the confession of a woman who was exposed to it. The Mercury-ruled man was a producer, and the woman was a famous dark-haired Pisces actress. After a weekend party with friends, as the guest of the Gemini on his boat, during which he was openly insulting, rude, and aloof to her, by turns, the actress was dismayed and puzzled. Later she made the remark, "I don't know what's wrong with him. He must hate me. I've never done anything to him, yet he hardly spoke a word to me all weekend." Ah, but don't you see? She had done something to him. She had made him fall in love with her. The motion was serious enough for him to marry her soon The emotion was serious enough for him to marry her soon after the incident. But how did he react to his first knowledge of a feeling of tenderness towards her, as though she were Lucerda Borgia? I don't know who that is. Her experience probably won't keep you from leaping into a romance with a Mercury man. Still, okay, don't tell me it's no coincidence that they're talking about some Pisces and Gemini right now. How is this a coincidence? I didn't read this part before I had the feeling like I needed to read this to you guys. Okay. Still, it might soothe the wounds of a few of you girls who have been suffering from the cold actions of a Gemini who's probably helplessly in love with you and cleverly concealing it for his own unfathomable reasons. How many times do I tell you guys that? How many times do I tell you? I literally tell you that Pisces every single time. In general, they seek to confuse you. Then with true Geminian inconsistency, they'll turn right around and be so direct, they'll fairly take your breath away with their frankness and bluntness. Loving a Gemini is easy and fun if you don't try to get too close. There's an inner core that belongs only to him that he'll never share with another human being, even you. Keep things cool and light and don't be overly passionate or dramatic. Don't bore him, always excite him, and your Gemini romance can be very special. Don't rebel against his changeability, change with him. Be as alert and interested in life as he is. Otherwise, the love affair could become just one of those things. He seeks a mental companion above all else, one who can match his wits, even top him now and then, because he's not an egotist, he's a realist, and he thrives on mental challenge. The last thing he wants is a doormat or a dull mouse. Let your brain show through your feminine engine, your feminine image. It won't scare him off as it might some men. It will spin him around in the right direction towards you. Geminis tend to discard old friends for new ones, but not because they're heartless. Their own personalities fluctuate in advance so restlessly. It's only nature for them to seek those who match their interests at any time. Okay, let's go to Gemini women. Have you always secretly thought Brigham Young had a sensational idea when he advocated several wives for one man? Do you inwardly envy the Eastern potentates with their harems? You needn't resign yourself to romantic Walter Mitty daydreams. Just marry a Gemini girl. That way, you'll be guaranteed at least 2 different wives and on occasional weekends, as many as 3 or 4. Naturally, there's a small catch. The difference between a girl born under the sign of the twins and a harem is her apparent lack of interest in earthly passion. It's hard to get her to settle down long enough to take passion or anything else very seriously. Her mind is always traveling, and she keeps up a pretty good running commentary simultaneously. Wow, talking for this long, I'm starting to get loopy. But look a little deeper somewhere hidden among the several women who make up one Gemini female. It is a romantic one who is capable of intense passion if you can manage to make the mental, spiritual, and physical blending complete. How to develop her and still enjoy all the other women bottled up inside the Geminian personality may create a problem. I can tell you that one Gemini girl equals several women, but I'm afraid it's up to you to delve into the advanced algebra of sorting them out. Each individual case is different. Her age will be an important clue to what you can expect, because until she matures, romance is only a game to her. She can be fickle and unpredictable to an incredible degree. First, she'll be ecstatically carried away by your smile and your voice, even the way you talk. Then she'll reverse her ecstasy and criticize everything from your socks to your haircut, and she usually does it with such clever, sharp sarcasm you may need iodine for your wounds. Now, don't let this put you out of the market for a Gemini woman. Remember, you're getting at least 2 for 1, and that's indisputably a bargain. All right. Let's go to Cancer. Pisces dealing with Cancer. Pisces dealing with Cancer. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the King of Swords. Pisces dealing with Cancer here. Queen of Wands, okay. Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, and Judgment. Pisces and Cancer. There's a lot of fire energy here. You or this Cancer could have fire in your chart. 666. What is the issue here? Well, we have a divine pair, and it seems like there's somebody else here in the mix. Pisces. Well, somebody's looking over their shoulder here, whether this is you or whether it's the Cancer. Somebody may like to have a lot of attention, get a lot of attention from other people. And there is this sense that somebody wants to leave some sort of baggage, some sort of bullshit behind. Somebody may be worried that they're going to get left behind here so you can go move forward with the Cancer. Yeah, because there's definitely something here. Pisces emotionally withdrawing, walking away from something. Three of Wands, Three of Swords. Definitely could have been someone else here involved. Somebody who likes to have their cake and eat it too, perhaps. And somebody may be feeling very guilty about this with Judgment. So what's the outcome between Pisces and Cancer? Temperance. Balance, but there's a delay. Oh my gosh, why is there so many different people here, Pisces? King of Cups, King of Swords, King of Wands, Queen of Wands. That's a lot of different people. Well, Pisces, if you want to be with this person, I just want you to be very, very patient. Looks like things are working out and they will be getting it together here. I'm starting to get a little loopy. The Cancer man. A taciturn expert at I can't even read this. A scatterbrain and a chatterbox he is not. Don't expect this man to bare his soul when he first meets you. Cancerians never confide in strangers, and there are certain things even their best friends don't know. It will take a long time and a fair amount of patience to really know him. If you catch in one of his cancerous moods, you may not be very anxious to really know him, but try again. Don't give up so easily. He can be flirtatious and fickle, but he can also be sensitive and loyal. Without warning, that wrinkled frown can be replaced by a gentle smile. His crabby complaints and gruff manner can be warmed slowly into a tender tone, just before he breaks into a deep chuckle, a muffled giggle, or a loud hysterical lunar laughter. When he's sad and wistful, you'll want to put your arms around him and soothe away his melancholy. When he's showing off his sharp, intuitive mind, you'll stare at him in awe. His caution will impress you. His pessimism will depress you. He can be so courtly, courteous, and considerate, you half expect him to ask you to dance to the Virginia Reel. There's no question that he's a romantic dreamer, yet he's sensible and practical. His enemies may call him Old Marble Nose behind his back. What do you do with a man like this? You try to understand him. These aren't changes of personality. They're simply lunar moods moving across his consciousness, here today, gone tomorrow. Both during and in between each mood, the Cancer man is true to himself. His nature never deviates from his basic mold despite the changes of expression that play on his features. Always try to remember that although a Cancerian's manner can be rough and aloof, his heart is always soft and affectionate, and so full of sentiment it often makes him feel too vulnerable. Then he crawls into his convenient shell, the one he carries with him at all times, safe for a while from his own emotions. You'll think he's a real crab and give up when he retreats into his injured silence. But the next time he cautiously peeks out to see the sunshine, you'll be tempted all over again to get close to him. Unfortunately, a Cancer male can be a regular wet dish rag now and then. Yeah, I'd rather have a Taurus. Yet at other times he can be as funny as an orangutan with the hiccups. No wonder you don't know whether to give him a cold shoulder or a warm hug. The temperature changes of a Cancerian could puzzle anyone. First you shiver under his freezing glances, and then you get smothered with devotion. His moods are the meanest when he's the most afraid of losing something. Maybe it's you. Reassure him you're his 1,001 times. Words of love are music to his ears. Maybe that's what this situation here needs. All right, let's go to Cancer woman, or we're going to be here forever. There's no doubt about it. In the beginning, you'll have trouble deciding if your Cancerian girl is a gentle moon maiden or a wild loony bird. In the end, you still won't know. During the rainy season, she'll drown you in her sorrows. When the sun peeks through the clouds again, she'll double you up with laughter and touch you with tenderness. Experiencing her moods is like watching one of those old-time silent movies where hysterical slapstick humor comes on just before the pearls of Pauline thriller, and the entire show is backed by the tiny piano in the pit. Sometimes the tune is lively and gay, then it keeps melancholy and blue. The music is variable to suit the occasion, never stagnant or monotonous. It is with the Cancer girl. She's just a little mad, slightly sad, and and superbly imaginative. She also knows how to save the shackles. Naturally, you can look under the mattress until you've married her. Naturally, you cannot look under the mattress. Modesty is a thing with her, but you can't safely make a bet she'll probably have an old sock there stuffed with green bills and silver coins. She may have an extravagant ascendant or moon sign, but even so, she'll have a quarter or two stuck under the plaited azalea or salted away in the folds of the lace tablecloth she got for her birthday 10 years ago and still hasn't ever used it. Open one of her books of poetry and a wrinkled dollar bill may fall out. Okay. Now, if you guys want me to read more of each part, let me know. Okay, and I will do that. You could even post pictures. You guys could read it yourself, whatever you guys want. Let's do Leo. Okay, Pisces dealing with Leo. Pisces dealing with Leo. We got the 5 of Cups. Pisces and Leo. Okay, the 4 of Cups. 5 of Cups, 4 of Cups, very, very similar. Pisces and Leo. Queen of Cups. We also have the Queen of Swords. Pisces and Leo. The Knight of Wands. I don't know if this person can be trusted, Pisces. Yeah, I don't know. There's some sort of back and forth, and this person might be trying to decide between you and another person. There is holding back. There is 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Cups, 10 of Wands. Something is extremely overburdensome. And somebody here, whether it's you or whether it's the Leo, may not be doing that well financially, and it could be causing things to be off balance. Yeah, 7 of Swords. What's the 7 of Swords about? Ooh, we have a divine pair. 7 of Swords, the Chariot is also number 7. Ooh, you know, some of you might end up unexpectedly, like this person might end up showing up at your house unexpectedly. No joke. That's what I get with the 7 of Swords, the Chariot. The Chariot is a fast forward moving vehicle, and the 7 of Swords talk about a sneaky little plan here. So if this person is sneakily getting into their vehicle and coming towards you, very well could be the case. I am going to say, though, I don't like how we do have a Queen of Swords and Knight of Wands. We do have this divine pair showing up. Okay. Well, just keep that in mind. This person might show up unexpectedly and surprise you. The Leo man. When Gray wrote the lines about a flower born to blush unseen and waste its sweetness on the desert air, he certainly wasn't describing a Leo. You might see this man basking in the bright sunlight, and you might find him making flowery speeches, but it won't be in the solitude of the desert. Most likely it will be on a stage or in front of a circle of adoring friends and relatives. He may waste money, but he's not about to waste his sweetness in the empty air. There will always be an audience. And that's what I want you guys to realize, is that that's what this Knight of Wands energy gives off. Like, I like attention. I need to be the center of attention. And if I'm not getting attention from multiple people, I'm angry. There you are in a nutshell. The secret of snaring the lion is that simple. Be his audience. Totally different from the reluctant Virgo and Aquarian males, your Leo pal will happily succumb to the throes of delicious romance if you play your cards right. Adore him, flatter him, and respect him. Is he a flamboyant August male? Wear dark glasses and submit to his brilliant sunlight, or is he one of the gentle, quiet Leos? Don't be taken in by his sleek softness. Stroke him the wrong way and sparks will fly. Remember, he's only playing the role of the meek soul. Beneath his courteous manner and patient fixity are smoldering fires of proud dignity and arrogant vanity, ready to flame up and burn the pushy female silly enough to think she can rule him. The lion will be chivalrous and gallant suitor, tenderly protective and sentimentally affectionate. You won't need to lay much of a trap to tempt him into romantic advances. One might say Leo possesses a kind of instant passion. Just add opportunity, mix well with candlelight and lush violins, and love's in bloom like the red, red rose. And a matter of fact, you can leave out the candles and musics if they're not handy, and just use the first ingredient. Same thing. If love is missing from his life, the fiery lion will simply pine away dramatically, of course. He has to be worshipped or die. and you can just about take that literally. It is so true. That's why I'm laughing. Leo makes seldom spare expenses when they're courting. You'll be taken to the best restaurants, showered with perfume and flowers, proudly escorted to the theater, and you'll tie a ribbon around some pretty fantastic love letters. To tell you the truth, you'd have to have a heart made of stone to resist. By now, you're probably thinking you've got it made. Think again. The lion romance won't be completely trouble-free. You might take a lesson from the pampered favorites of royalty. Leo will invite you into his den and warm you at the hearth of his big heart. But the lion's lair can turn into a plush, luxurious prison. Is he jealous? The answer is yes. And you can spell it with big electric light bulbs. You belong to him, body, soul, and mind. He'll tell you what to wear, how to part your hair, what books to read, which friends are best for you, and how to organize your day better. He'll want you to... You cannot do this to a Pisces. If you try to do that to a Pisces, they'll go to swim away. He'll want to know why you were gone for 2 hours shopping when you said you'd be back in 1 hour. Who you met on the way, what they said, and he'll even pout if you don't tell him what you're thinking as you stare out the kitchen window while you're scrambling his eggs. After all, you could just be thinking of another man. Just don't ever forget the force of his impulsive temper when it's aroused. Teasing him by occasional flirtations to prove to him you are still desirable is absolute folly. He knows you're desirable. He needs no proof whatsoever. Besides, your Leo man is liable to flatten your innocent masculine friends to the floor, if not put them to the hospital. Oy. All is not roses and honey in a love affair with a lion, and that includes the quiet pussycats along with the flashy tomcats. There's no difference in the basic nature. Every woman in love with a Leo should get a copy of Anna and the King of Siam and study it well. The Siamese monarch was a typical Leo, and you'll get invaluable tips from Anna's technique. First, the provocative challenge to interest him, then final feminine submission. After you've taught him, you won't be completely devoured. Truly, her story is a must. Sleep with it under your pillow. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, if you're dealing with a Leo, definitely go read this book, because this lady is spot on with her stuff. Okay. Let's go to Leo woman. Not even halfway through. There's one thing the Leo woman probably owns that you won't like. A scrapbook of pictures and mementos from all of her old boyfriends. It's no use trying to get her to burn it, because the lioness is sentimental. She's not a wallflower, she's a sunflower. Chances are she's ridiculously popular, and you'll have plenty of competition if you want her to descend to using your name for the rest of your life, for the rest of her life. You will be a few leaps ahead if your name is Saint Hoim or... What? Anything that sounds royal or noble is important. I honestly can't imagine a Leo woman marrying anybody with the name Carbuncle or Smith. It's possible. Anything is possible, but she'll probably change to Smith or... Smith. Most likely, she'll be the social leader of her group, lording it over lesser women like a queen, but with such disarming warmth and such a beautiful smile, no one really minds. Perhaps the other girls sense she was born to rule and dictate styles, customs, and manners. Anyway, it wouldn't do much good to try to oh my god, okay. Nature seems to have shown some prejudice when she fashioned the lioness with enough vivacity, cleverness, grace, beauty, and just plain sex appeal for at least 3 women, with some left over. If you're the victim of an inferiority complex, you'd better set your sights on a bird with less brilliant feathers. Don't expect to tame her into a docile little maid who hangs on your every word. The man who expects a Leo girl to worship at his feet is living in a fool's paradise. Consider yourself lucky if she meets you halfway, respects you, is willing to be your partner, and allows you to possess her emotionally. By the very act of permitting you to love her, She practically knighted you for heaven's sake. Seriously, you could do a lot worse. A lioness is a lot of woman. She's rather a luxury item, not in a bargain, not available in a bargain basement. Okay. It pays to remember the Leo female can act up a storm. All right, let's go to Virgo. As I split the deck on the Hermit, Virgo energy. Pisces dealing with Virgo. Pisces dealing with Virgo. Eight of Swords. Okay, we have the Five of Wands. Okay, we also have the Two of Cups. So there is some fears. There's some fears. There is some doubt. I'm not too sure exactly why. Was there a fight? Did something happen between you and this person? It looks like there's love here, though, between you and them. So if you guys need to have some sort of honest conversation, now is the time to have some sort of conversation. It looks like someone's hurt, and there may be some silence here between you and them. But I think if you and this person have a conversation with each other, it's going to end up turning out a lot better than you expect. Okay? Pisces, you and this person have a lot of love for each other. So someone needs to get rid of the fears and the doubts. Somebody needs to speak and stop being silent. If there was a fight, if there was an argument, it's time to make up. It's time to make up. The Virgo man, we may as well get this out into the open right away. Don't pin your hopes on a Virgo man if your heart is hungry for romantic dreams and fairy tales, or you'll find yourself on a starvation diet. Oh my God. A love affair with a Virgo will dump a warm sentimentalist on the cold ground with a hard thud, and it can hurt. This man lives almost entirely on a practical material level, and he has little use for the abstractions of storybook romance. That is the complete opposite of Pisces. That's why I tell you, Pisces, Virgo is your opposite sign. It leads to fatal attraction. Of course, the whole problem may be academic anyways, since it will take little to no effort to bring him in anywhere near the threshold of a man-woman relationship in the first place. He's not the type to serenade you beneath your boudoir window. You'll have a long, lonely wait on the moonlit balcony until he starts climbing the rose trails or the fire escape if you live in a walk-up. Actually, Virgos are deeply involved with love from earliest childhood, but not the Romeo-Juliet kind of love. His chief way of expressing the word is concerned with unselfish devotion to family, friends, and those weaker or more disorganized than himself. He was born with an instinctive love of work, love of duty, and discipline and devotion to the helpless. Even the unevolved Virgo, who doesn't quite reach such heights, feels slightly guilty that he isn't living up to a selfless ideal in some way. The kind of love which displays itself in dramatic emotions, sentimental promises, tearful declarations, and mushy affection not only leaves a Virgo man cold, it can frighten him into catching the nearest bus or train out of town. Planes are too fast and too expensive for him unless he's really desperate. But he can be melted if the temperature is just right, even though he seems to be made of a combination of steel and ice. There are definitely ways to the Virgo heart, secret ways. Aggressive pursuit is not one of them. Neither is courtesy nor sexuality, as many A flirtatious vamp and slinking siren has learned to her surprise and disappointment. Virgos are prudes. It doesn't say that, I just said that myself. Virgos seek quality rather than quantity in romance. Since quality is at pretty much of a premium in any category, they have few real love affairs. And the few they do have are desired to be unlucky or sad in some way, more often than not. Virgo's reaction to such a disappointment is normally to bury himself in the hardest work he can find, stay away from society in general, and be twice as cautious as the next opportunity. You can see that you'll have to use considerable strategy and patience. The basic Virginian instinct is chastity, and he's turned from it only for a good cause or for a mighty good woman. Many Virgos, though admittedly not all, can live with celibacy far more easily than any other sun sign, just as they put up with rules of discipline they don't understand, because obedience to fate without struggling comes naturally to them. If fate decreases a single life, if fate decrees a single life, Virgo is prepared to accept it without express regret or emotional trauma. So there are lots of Virgo bachelors around, but still in their quiet ways, they can manage some very, very poetic, if fragile, love affairs. Okay, let's go to the Virgo woman. Do you visualize the Virgo girl as a gentle, virginal maiden, pure as the driven snow? You may be about to get some illusion shattered. She is no white rock nymph in a gauzy tunic kneeling by the pool. Sorry to spoil your image. A Virgo woman can leave her husband for a man she met beside some faraway ocean. Oh my, what? Bear her lover's child before the benefit of marriage and face a hostile world with her head held high. Ooh, scandalous. That's not very maidenly or virginal. Yeah, it's not. There's a lot to learn about this tender, fragile symbol of spotless womanhood. For one thing, her spine is made of stainless steel. It's quite true that she's basically shy. No argument there. Virgo girls don't climb on soapboxes to make fiery, aggressive speeches or chop up saloons with hatchets like Carrie Nation. They don't get arrested for drunken driving either. And I'll give you a $5 bill for every one you find featured in a burlesque show. But a Virgo woman is a woman, and she has all the necessary wiles and weapons, including a determination to pursue happiness wherever the path happens to lead her. A few prickly thorns along the way won't cause her either to faint or cry weakly for help. All right, let's go to Libra. And before we do Libra, I need to go to use the restroom again. Hopefully this is the last time. Get off the counter. Okay. Oh. Pisces and Libra. My legs are starting to hurt. Pisces and Libra. Pisces and Libra. Pisces and Libra. Got the Magician. Pisces and Libra. We got the Temperance. Ooh, Magician and Temperance together. Something about manipulation. I got the Page of Wands. Oh, the Lovers. Okay. 10 of Swords. Why is the 10 of Swords here? The Moon. Pisces and Libra. The 3 of Swords in the reverse. 4 of Pentacles. The 8 of Swords. 9 of Cups. Okay. Well, something is ending. And what's ending, Pisces, is somebody's feeling of being hurt. Somebody's feeling of being stuck, of having doubts and fears. This is ending here, which is really, really good. And Pisces energy with the 9 of Cups, you are going to be very happy about what's ending, Pisces. You do share a very strong connection here with this person. But what is this about? The 4 of Wands, lucky 1111. Judgment. Okay, well, Pisces, this looks really good. There's that person that keeps showing up in your readings. Yeah, this looks really good. I feel like this could be a very ideal situation here with the Magician. There's something like about manipulating emotions here, as if someone's trying to manipulate somebody's emotions. I'm not too sure what that's really about. Let me, Pisces and Libra. Pisces and Libra. Yeah, 3 of Swords again. Why is the 3 of Swords here? Queen of Wands. 7 of Pentacles. Okay, we have King of Swords. Could be Libra energy. Page of Pentacles here. 5 of Cups. Pisces, what's the problem? 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Wow. I don't know what the issue is. There is an issue, though. There is a problem. But it looks like it's going to end up getting better with the sun coming out. Ooh, we have a divine pair and somebody else in the mix. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why the 3 of Swords is here. Okay. Well, there's this divine pair. There is a couple, and then there's somebody else here in the mix. Could explain why this 3 of Swords is here. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to say about that. Let's get into this. The Libra man. You'll get plenty of free advice from this man. He'll have the perfect solution to all of your problems and an answer for every question you ask. But there's no use expecting him to be the answer to all your girlish dreams. He'll change some of them and argue with others. A Libra male can be as cranky as a crocodile with poison ivy, and his habit of rationalizing everything, including love, will drive you to frenzy or leave you limp with defeat. Still, I must warn you that once you've caught and enmeshed in the Librian charm, it won't be easy to break away. Trying to escape from a bear trap is a cinch compared to liberating yourself from a Librian man. If you try to run, he'll persuade you to stay with such logical, intelligent arguments you couldn't hope to top them unless you graduated from Harvard Law School. Excuse me. In addition to using his unmatched reasoning powers on you, he'll turn so sweet and gentle you'll forget the frustrating inconsistencies of his nature that upset you before. Then he'll smile at you and something will happen inside. Your heart will turn over. From that moment on, the battle will be lost. His dreams will be your dreams and nothing will matter so much as making him happy. You'll seek that smile and need it to survive the way a thirsty traveler needs water. Only a really hard-hearted Hannah could resist a Librian smile, and she'd have to summon all her determination to avoid being magnetized by its purity. The Librian charm is not like the hypnotic persuasion of the Scorpio. The attraction of Libra is logical and real, not supernatural in any sense. There's no black magic about it, just common sense submission to his heavenly aura. On the other hand, to use his favorite catchphrase, there will be times when those Libra scales dip back and forth with crazy contradicted. You'll have to shout at him, push him into the lake, or stand on your head to get his attention and force him to make a move. Don't be so naive as to think love will be smooth and eternally tranquil, even if he is ruled by Venus. If you're up on your Roman mythology, you're aware that Venus had her off days. Still, when the scales balance, life with Libra can be intoxicating as a goblet of golden ambrosia, with lots of laughs and a casual freedom known only to the gods who cavort on Olympus. Making up his mind is a chore no less strenuous to the average Librian man than taming a wild buffalo, and once he's made it up, he's liable to change it with no warning if he suspects he's made a mistake. There's a woman I know who hoped to go into a business partnership with a Librian, and she learned the hard way about this legendary Libra. Idiocracy, snazzy, blah blah. They had a breakfast appointment together one summer morning, and both of them were full of enthusiastic, optimistic plans for the future. After he dropped her off on the way to his office, she began to worry. His promises were almost too good to be true, so she phoned him just to make sure he hadn't been dreaming. He was still excited. He repeated all his promises and ambitious plans, and they made a date to get together again the following week. Before they hung up, he guessed what was on her mind and reassured her. By the way, he marked, I want to say something since I won't see you again for a few days. He hesitated slightly. She missed that clue. Then continued with conviction. I wanted to tell you that, well, I guess what I wanted to say is what I wanted to say is don't worry. I won't change my mind. We'll go through with it just the way we planned. The next week, when he didn't call, she phoned him again. Were you out of town? She asked. No, he said slowly. I didn't call you because I wanted to think it over. A long pause. I think I should try something with a smaller budget first. We'll get together on our project next spring, I promise. It's just that, well, I've decided it's best to wait until then and put it on the shelf for a while, you know? Filled with natural resentment and disappointment after such an unexpected letdown, she made a decision of her own. She would never speak to him again. The man was obviously undependable, untrustworthy, and cruel. Besides, a month later, she passed him on the street and he stopped to say hello. Caught off guard, she stammered an aloof, cool sentence or two of greeting and then instantly regretted that she hadn't cut him dead. Then he smiled. That did it. She was once more his strongest booster. He could do no wrong even to her. To this day, she defends him fiercely, and if she hears that one of his dreams got shattered, she has an illogical desire to help him pick up the pieces, so he'll smile again. Now, if that could occur when a woman is involved with a Libra man only in business way, could you imagine your state of mind, your ability to consult yourself if you should happen to fall in love with one of those impossible charmers? You simply can't be too careful. Steel yourself to turn your head when he smiles. stuff cotton in your ears when he starts convincing arguments in that smoothest silk voice that makes the back of your neck tingle. The word love and the word Libra are practically synonyms. Libra invented romance and refined it to an art with even more finesse than Leo, Scorpio, and Taurus, which is saying a lot. The delicate strategies of Cupid and inbred Librian talents. He'll use every trick with casual ease and seldom fail to get the girl. However, once he gets her, he isn't always sure what to do with her. Having thoroughly charmed her into willing submission, he hesitates. Should he take advantage of her helpless state, or should he propose marriage, or both, or neither? The mental struggle begins in Life in the Garden of Eden. With this particular Adam becomes considerably less than ecstatic. He won't lose interest in the opposite sex until he's at least 90. It may be purely an academic interest if he's happily married, but the subject will never bore him, even if he only speculates what it would be like to whirl each pretty girl he sees around an imaginary ballroom. Since the art of lovemaking comes so easily and shockingly early to the Libra male, and since he almost always wears the crown of success on his romantic excursions into love's jungle, he gets tangled up with a lot of clinging vines. Libra hates to hurt anyone's feelings, though he remains blissfully unaware of the damage done when he's in an argumentative mood. He hates to say no and seldom realizes that postponement is more unkind than an outright break of an affair which has no chance of happiness. In the opposite situation, when the mutual feeling is as close to sublime as humans ever reach on this earth, the prolonged agony can be equally torturous. Only an Aquarian can be more shy of making a drastic move in one direction or another. If he senses he's being unfair to someone in his own life, to you, or to someone in your recent romantic past, there will be no end to his painful indecision. Being unfair is to him a crime roughly on a level with murder. The reluctant to be cruel can push him into a mistaken proposal of marriage presented for the divorce courts, or else his endless procrastination can cause him to miss the love of his life. So you can see his attitude is a two-edged sword, which can either slice away true love or cut him a piece of indigestible matrimony, tossing out fake sentiment in the cure for both. All right, Libra woman. On a final word of astrological advice, if you're in love with a Libra man and you're sure it's meant to be, go right ahead and propose whatever it is you want to propose up to and including marriage. He'll be relieved that you took the initiative, but watch out for that perseverance streak which causes him to let you decide, and then when it doesn't work out, cheerfully point out that you made the decision, I didn't. Make sure you know what you're doing or you'll never hear the end of it. There's only one way to even the score with him. Say, yes, I decided. If I had left it up to you, we'd still be standing under that lamppost in the rain saying, I love you, and we'd both have caught pneumonia. He'll argue with you naturally, but just before, after you bounce the teapot off of his head, he'll accidentally smile, and there you'll be standing under the lamppost in the rain again saying, I love you once more. I believe this is where I came in. Okay. 13323 on the timer. Once a child asked me a question that wasn't easy to answer. Why is it, he wanted to know, that ladies wear trousers and men use pretty smelling cologne? In typical Aries style, I dashed off an impulsive reply. Well, I told him quickly before he could think of any more embarrassing riddles. That's because there's a little bit of a woman in every man, and there's a little bit of a man in every woman. Now let's play checkers. Looking back, I'm rather proud of my instant Mars wisdom. That statement is true to some degree of all the sun signs, and it is super true of Libra. You can find a trace of the opposite sex in the most fertile rugged Libran male, and the Venus plays the same trick on the female scale balancer. She may be as dainty as a fluffy white bunny, and she may whisper with gentle persuasion. She can dress in silks and laces and have her smell of fragrant cologne. She might even look like a little doll you could lift with one hand, though a Taurus or Sagittarius ascendant would make her considerably more hefty. But with all her femininity, sweet mannerisms, and lovely grace, this girl wears a pair of trousers with surprisingly ease, and they'll fit her rather neatly. Her mental processes operate with male logic, and they can match yours in any discussion you care to start. They can even top yours on occasion, although the female side of the Libra woman is usually too smart to let you catch on to that until you've safely passed the honeymoon. During the mating season, she'll be careful not to beat you at chess, but she won't hide her sharp mind behind those simple dimples. However, eventually she'll be treated to a display of her brain power. Okay, moving on. My legs are starting to really hurt. Scorpio. What do Scorpio placements need to know? Oop, low battery. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's not good. Okay. You have to hurry up. 20%. Pisces dealing with Scorpio. We have the Lovers. Okay. We also have the World coming out. Pisces, you and the Scorpio share a very strong soulmate connection. There is a little bit of a delay, but it looks like you're going to end up receiving some sort of recognition here when it comes to this person and you. Yeah, 10 of Swords. The hard part is over, okay? Wow, Queen of Swords, King of Swords. We also have the 8 of Pentacles. Again, there's a reason why this Lovers card is coming out for you and the Scorpio. Because you're showing up as a divine pair. Pisces. So, earth energy, Pentacles. Earth energy does not happen right away. It takes some time, but I see you manifesting this, wishing, hoping, and praying. The Tower, the Wheel, and there's a lot of potential here between you and them. So Pisces, if you want to be with the Scorpio, the opportunity definitely could be presenting itself to you. Let's see. If you're in love with a Scorpio male and the word passion frightens you, put on your track shoes and run as if the King Kong were pursuing you. He is. I'm not speaking of romantic passion alone, though that may be at the head of the list. I also refer to passionate intensity about politics, work, friendship, religion, food, relatives, children, clothing, life, death, and any other categories you can think up. A Scorpio man is not exactly what your psyche needs. If you're repelled by emotional excess, don't look back, just run. You'll think I've taken leave of my senses if you've just met the particular Pluto person. He's so calm into his jungle of honeysuckle vines. Naturally, there are some November fellows who will greatly propose on bended knee. They'll behave very properly with or without a chaperone, but don't be deceived. It's merely the Scorpio desire to keep dignity at all cost. Your reputation must be spotless. He won't stand for ridicule or cheapness for all his erotic nature. Pluto people can have either a Sunday school teacher horror of sin, an attitude which produces intensely dedicated evangelistic religious leaders like Billy Graham, or they can be driven by curiosity to penetrate every dark corner of the human mystery. Sometimes both attitudes are combined, resulting in the hypocrisy of self-delusion of an Elmer Gantry or a Reverend Davidson in Rain. Every Scorpio is a law unto himself and completely unconcerned with what others think of him. He would like to be respected as a good, solid citizen, but if it interferes, care less, and those who gossip can just go to the place Pluto rules. None of his important decisions are hampered by the opinions of friends, relatives, neighbors, or enemies. I'm sorry to say, not even by you. Don't run away yet. Such beautiful contentment and sureness of purpose can create a mighty, attractive, free spirit who's not always fussing about what people think. Are honesty and courage and integrity such bad bargains? They may have lost a little of their sparkle in today's marketplace. Okay, Scorpio female. The female Scorpio has a deep, mysterious beauty. She's magnetic, proud, and totally confident, but she has one secret regret. She was not born a man. I can almost feel the heat from here when Pluto women hear about that revelation. There's not a Scorpio female alive who doesn't think she's all woman, and you may wonder what I'm talking about yourself if you're in love with one. This girl certainly has enough glamour, and she enormously seductive, but I didn't say she looked like a boy, nor did I intend to imply she doesn't do a bang-up job of being a female. It's just that unconsciously she would prefer to be a man. Scorpio women do think like men. That wasn't here, I said that. Less restriction, more opportunity. It's the one secret she even hides from herself. Once a Scorpio girl has figured out the difference between blue booties and pink booties, she'll resign herself to wearing the pink ones because she's fabulous at making the best out of a situation. But pink is not her natural color. The true shade of her natural is dark maroon or deep wine red, not a female color at all. However, to give her proper attribute, she's able to make you think it is. All right, let's go to Sagittarius. I don't want my phone to die before I finish this. So if you want me to go more into depth, or if you want me to read the rest of the expert, just let me know. Pisces dealing with Sagittarius. Pisces dealing with Sagittarius. We have the Seven of Swords. Pisces and Sagittarius. We also have the Chariot. Wow, those came out back to back like the other reading we saw here. Pisces and Sag. Okay. Why is this so similar to the last cards that we were just doing? Pisces, if you and the Sagittarius aren't speaking right now, it's only a matter of time before you do speak to this person. I'm not going to go into this much more, but let's read this for you, okay? I'm getting a little restless. We're almost at 2 hours. All right, the Sagittarius man. I don't want to discourage you, but Sagittarius men have this odd habit. They'll leap on a big white horse and go charging through the streets, waving a sword and defending causes. Then they have another idiosyncrasy. I don't know that word. They tumble around like clowns in a circus, indiscriminately mixing with the elephants and the bearded lady, gaily scooping up cotton candy. He can be captured with certain maneuvers, but first you've got to get him down off that white horse, away from those elephants, and of course the bearded lady has to go. Causes and circuses don't leave much time for family life, let alone sentimental hand-holding. You have one thing going for you right now. So many Sagittarians change around and tumble through life that you'll have plenty to choose from. Remember the Victor Herbert refrain? Give me some men who are stout-hearted men, who will fight for the right they adore. Start me with 10 who are stout-hearted men, and I will soon give you 10,000 more. It happens like that. The idealistic enthusiasm and curiosity of a Sagittarian man is contagious. Of course, sometimes his innocent exuberance can get a little out of hand, like he'll throw you up in the air in any moment of mad, impetuous exhilaration and forget to catch you. There's almost always a crowd around him. That's another obstacle. You'll have to push your way through all these people to get near him, but don't get pessimistic because this man is an optimist supreme. He's so optimistic, if his enemies mailed him a huge carton of manure, he wouldn't be offended. He'd just figure out they forgot to include the horse. That kind of optimism can be dangerous. Wow, that describes the Sagittarius so well. It's really just another term for blind faith. The Sagittarian man has stacks of it. Now blind faith is fine. I'm all for it. But being a fire sign myself. But it can lead to trusting with such naive belief that he frequently falls into puddles. It's easy to fall into puddles when you're running with a bow and arrow, always looking up in the sky for some high goal no one ever has the courage to aim for, or no one else ever had the lack of common sense to try to reach. Okay. I'm sorry, we have to keep going here. The Sagittarius woman. She's not always going to say the kind of things you want to hear. Most of the time she'll curl your sideburns with her remarkable flat statements and her embarrassing questions. But now, sorry, I have to move my legs. Ugh. Most of the time, she'll curl your sideburns with her remarkable flat statements and her embarrassing questions. But now and then, she'll say something so special and splendid it will make you feel like singing. You may need a sample, scene, coffee shop. You've just gotten up the courage to tell her you love her, but before you can say it, she looks at you with wide open, guideless blue eyes or forthright, steady brown ones and asks you, curiously, how do you feel about being so short? Does it make you more neurotic or anything? While you're gulping, trying manually to recover, she'll add, you shouldn't care about it. Lots of men were short, like Napoleon in Ferola LaGuardia. That's almost adding insult to injury, but before you get a chance to walk out, thinking no woman ever deserved such ungallant treatment more, she'll muse dreamingly, I hate men who look like bean poles. You're perfect. I noticed when we were walking over here tonight, we measured just right together. Sit back down. You're staying for a long time. A friendly, frank Sagittarius girl has just wound herself around your heart with her own peculiar brand of charm. Okay, we got to keep going. My phone is going to die. Capricorn. Pisces and Capricorn. Pisces and Capricorn. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the King of Cups. We have the Seven of Pentacles. The Nine of Swords. Why does the Nine of Swords keep coming out? Somebody's worried, having anxiety here. Could be about their money. Could be about their finances. But there's no need to worry. There's no need to stress. There is something that's ending here, some sort of phase that's ending, and someone's going to have a huge improvement within money, within finances, okay? You may be feeling stuck about this situation, Pisces. Seems like there's somebody else here involved, and I don't know why this keeps repeating. The Capricorn man. He has a self-made brick wall around him. He's shy, but he's strong and tough. He's pleasant, but he's fiercely ambitious. Like the legendary silent earthly cowboy, the Capricorn man seems to prefer to be alone. He doesn't. Not really. Secretly, Capricorn yearns for adulation. He'd love the thrill, the crowd on a flying trapeze. In his private dreams, the goat is an incredible romantic, but Saturn chains his nature. Ooh, the devil. The stern plant, excuse me, the stern planet of discipline demands of him calm behavior, practical actions, and serious intent. This is his cross, and it's often a heavy one to bear. Sometimes he'll cover his frustration with a brusque manner, and sometimes he'll startle you with unexpected and incongruous humor, although it will always be the ironic, tongue-in-cheek variety. But that's often the funniest kind, and Capricorns can be quite a gas when they're wry and dry and juggling the jokes. Turn a steady, dependable Capricorn male inside out, and you'll find a merry, gentle dreamer who longs for the free wind to blow through his hair and finds the sweet fragrance of compliments intoxicating, who hungers for excitement and thirsts for adventure. Only a chosen few can release his lonely soul from his secret prison. Okay, moving on. There's no Capricorn woman. There's no such thing. I think that should be thing. As a typical Capricorn female, she can be a museum creator who wears granny glasses for real, or she can be a dancer who wears glittering G-string for fun. You'll see her crisply running a suburban PTA, frying hamburgers in a coffee shop, or organizing the biggest charity ball in the city. A Capricorn woman may decorate the society columns, smile demurely behind a political candidate husband, or pour mysterious liquids in test tubes. But whatever she's doing and whatever she's wearing, Saturn will rule her actions and her secret aims. She could be ultra feminine and flirtatious and charming enough to make a man feel like a giant grizzly bear who can protect her from the cold, cruel world. Or she can be icy, quiet and aloof, sitting securely on her marble pedestal and challenging you to be clever enough to win her superior hand. Whichever personality she projects underneath her womanly wiles or her practical, sensible manner, she has the same goal, a steely determination to snag the right man who can become important, make her proud, and be a good father to her children. So many Capricorn women are career girls. You might think love and marriage would always be a second choice. With love, you have a point. With marriage, no. The thing to understand is that the Capricorn goals are security, authority, respect, and position. All right, Aquarius. Pisces and Aquarius. Pisces and Aquarius. We have the Hangman, Pisces energy. We have the Seven of Wands. Pisces and Aquarius. Is there a fight? Has there been an argument? Did something happen here between you and this person? King of Cups. Pisces and Aquarius. The Knight of Cups. Okay, but someone's coming through with a love offer here. Yep, there's good news in the form of communication, Pisces. And an offer here, a solid offer. There's going to be an opportunity for you to move forward here with this person, perhaps. Okay, or you're going to be leaving it behind. The Aquarius man. To wade bravery smack dab into the center of the problem, don't expect Aquarian male to behave the way people in love are supposed to behave. If you do, you're in for quite a jolt, maybe even a series of jolts. When it comes to friendship, he's all you could ask for in a pal or a confidant. Love? Well, as an Aquarian I once knew said, anybody can have a girl, but love is something else again. That was an astute observation. It's something else, all right, with Aquarians. It's when he acts as though he doesn't like you that he's close to being hooked, and the reason is elementary, simple logic. The Aquarian water barrier likes everybody. Everyone is his friend. He'll even refer to his worst enemy as my friend. So it means something when he says he doesn't like someone. Just what it means may take some study. The various nuances can be complicated. An Aquarian man doesn't want to reveal his true feelings in spite of his favorite pastime of penetrating the feelings of others. His own reactions and motives are complex, and he intends to keep them that way for the pure pleasure of fooling you. Many strange experiences will come to this man, though both love and friendship, he'll scrutinize each one avidly. Until you get him to the altar, you're just another experience, another experiment, hard as that may be to take, don't sniffle. He can be tricked for all his caution, but before you start tricking him, you'd better try to understand how to cope with his unique outlook about people. He's a group man, and teamwork comes naturally to him. Aquarius understands the fair play rules of sports as he had invented them, and he carries these rules into his personal relationships. His interests are scattered all over the place. That's because his love of people is so impersonal. He gives a certain value to everyone he meets, while the rest of us save such efforts for only the very special people in our lives. To the Aquarian, everyone is special, and I mean everyone, even those he hasn't met yet. Few Uranus men are neither selfish or petty. When he does show you those qualities, a gentle reminder that he's being narrow-minded will bring him around. Aquarians just can't stand to be called narrow-minded. Okay. The Aquarius woman. The safest way to enter into romance with an Aquarian female is to remember that she's a paradoxal in love as she is in everything else. That way you won't be expecting Priscilla Alden and get Pocahontas. This girl has all the faithfulness of the fixed signs when she's in love, but she also has the detachment and lack of emotion of the air element. It's possible to have a happy relationship with the Uranus woman if you leave her free to pursue her myriad interests and circulate among her friends. Never try to tie her to the stove or the bedpost. Ask the man who's tried. She can suddenly decide to study ballet, meditate in the mountains, or join the Peace Corps. Remember the story of the princess with the long golden hair who lived high in the tower? That's the Aquarius female. Cutting off her flowing tresses won't change her any more than it did in the fairy tale. She dreams different than dreamers you or I. She hears a distant drummer and follows a star most of us have never seen. That's why Aquarius represents the star in the tarot. She belongs to everyone and yet to no one. Her love can be tender and inspired, but there will always be a vaguely elusive quality about it, like a half-remembered song. All right, Pisces. Pisces and Pisces. Pisces and Pisces. Pisces dealing with Pisces. King of Swords wants to come out here. Pisces and Pisces. We have the Eight of Cups. Somebody may be emotionally withdrawing, walking away from this situation, Pisces, whether it's you or whether it's the other Pisces. Okay, we got the Tower coming out. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. Something unexpected is going to happen in the near future. Ace of Pentacles, something that you've been trying to manifest. It's not going to happen right away. I need you to just be patient. Pisces and Pisces. Seven of Cups. There's confusion or someone's dreaming. Okay, Seven of Swords. 7-7. The Moon. There are things that are hidden, Pisces. Seven of Swords to the Moon could be saying somebody is lying about something. Somebody's not telling the truth about something, but it's coming to light. In the Knight of Pentacles, you have some sort of solid offer here. It's a slow-moving offer, Pisces. Okay, we have the Death card. We have the Three of Swords, and we also have the Queen of Swords. We have a divine pair. My goodness, the King and the Queen of Swords keeps coming out. Okay, so it looks like something's transforming. Something's happening. Something is changing. If there was lack of communication, if there was confusion, whatever it may be, you're going to start feeling 10%. Okay, you're going to start feeling really, really good. Pisces, let me read you these experts from the book. We're on 10%. The Pisces man. William Shakespeare was a Taurus, but he left this message for anyone who is considering becoming involved with a Pisces man. There is a tide in the affairs of men, which, taken at the flood, leads on to fortune. Amid all the voyage of their life is bound in shallows and in miseries. If you're about to fall over the dam for a Neptunian, you should paste those lines on your compact mirror where you can see them every time you powder your nose. They may possibly make or break your future, not to mention your heart. Try to untangle your probably rosy state of mind and make sure that Pisces fellow you're about to join in a moonlight swim knows when the tide is coming. If he takes it at the flood, you're as lucky as any girl can be, on to fame and fortune. But if perchance your Pisces lad can't see the tide for the stardust in his eyes and he misses that big flood, well, let me warn you that those Neptunian shallows can result in some of the most dismal miseries you'll ever know. A Pisces man can be everything you want him to be, or everything you don't want him to be. A tide in his affairs in synonyms with opportunity. It requires a firm decision, determined action, and the ability to drown any old soggy dreams that prevent success. The trouble is that some Pisces men never recognize that the tide at its flood, even when it sloshes over their feet. The Pisces man isn't weak. It's just that he may linger too long on a fading silver star and miss the bright sunlight of success. Not all Pisceans are gentle dreamers, but more of them than you can scatter with a pebble are. However, there is hope. There's always hope. When there's life, although the world needs his lovey imagination only too desperately, there comes a time when the Pisces male has to go about the business of earning his potatoes. When he does that, he has a snap of it, because the Neptune intuition, coupled with his clever mind, can turn him towards sensible goals which could bring him fame and recognition, even wealth and immortality. If not at all, you can't hit the jackpot every time. Then at least respectably and comfortable security. Let's hope that the kind of Pisces male you're sailing with. Practically no other sun sign can stop his potential under these circumstances. However, if, say by the age of 25 or so, he hasn't recognized that tide in his affairs, frankly his future isn't too hopeful. You think that's unfair? All right, make it by the age of 35, but you're gambling. When I said his future isn't too hopeful, I meant with you. As a wife with the family routine, his personal future can be more or less satisfactory. Lots of Pisces men who can't bury stale dreams and dig up fresh ideas for success live fairly contented lives. All right, Pisces woman, and then we have to end this video. Pisces woman. The line forms to the right, and please don't crowd. There may not be enough Pisces women for every man, and that's no reason to be unruly. You'll have to take your turn and hope for the best. Even without astrology, rumors have spread about the charms of a Pisces female. She has her negative points, to be sure, but at first glance, she's every man's grade school Valentine, with maybe just a touch of a Playboy bunny to add some pepper. We might as well admit that the modern emancipated woman with her cast iron image has made the Pisces girl value shoot even higher. With all that freedom form, the feminine mystique clouding the cover over Lover's Lane, the demure, pretty, helpless Neptune creature has to beat off the men with big sticks. What did I tell you about that King of Wands wanting to hit you with their stick? It's hardly surprising that she's at a premium. The Neptune female seldom tries to overshadow her man, marriage or single. She hasn't the slightest hidden, neurotic desire to dominate him in any way. He can pull out her chair, put on her coat, whistle for the taxi, light her cigarette, and talk about how wonderful he is to his heart's content. All she wants is that he should protect her and care for her. She's happily content to lean on his big, broad shoulder and let him know with wide-eyed wonder how strong he is and how much she needs him in this scary world. Just think of all those wolves out there waiting to devour Red Riding Hood's. It's enough to make a girl get out of that smiling salt, even if she isn't quite a Victorian all that. Oh my gosh, okay. A Pisces woman thinks her mate, lover, boyfriend, brother, father. In fact, any man can lick the whole world with one hand tied behind his back, and it takes a surprisingly small amount of her touching faith to convince them of the same thing. Men being the way they are, and you wonder why she's so popular. The Pisces girl is a cozy, calm haven of tranquility for her proud male, far from the noise of traffic and the ticker tape machines. The lights in her fish pond are soft and dim. They soothe tired eyes which have been blasted by neon and all those silly little figures at the stock market she couldn't understand to save her life. Though if it would really save her life, she would sharpen her pencil. In the winter, she wears fluffy Angora mittens. In the spring, she wears dainty full skirts. Summer she will find her in a brief bikini. In the fall, she'll look adorable sitting beside you at football games with her hands in her pockets to keep them warm. A short conversation with her and a man instantly relaxes. A picture, a glowing, crackling fire on a chilly night, or he seems himself in a hammock on a balmy spring day with no one to nag him. She makes it clear that she'll never blame him for any problems in his career or any accidental mistakes. It's always someone else's fault, not her man's. She'll never press him to go get ahead faster. His own pace is perfect with her. Need I explain why the female fish makes the most dangerous other woman of all the sun signs? Flash. Maritime warning. After marriage, she may nudge a little. To be truthful, she may nudge a lot. In a way, it serves you to right for letting yourself be so blinded by her charms. Lots of times, she'll even be bitterly sarcastic, but every woman has to have some flaws, and the Pisces girl will be gentle far more often than she's quarrelsome. She has to be goaded by extremely cruelty or laziness in a mate to be shrew. And who's to say a cruel or lazy husband doesn't deserve it? Not me, I'm with her. Okay, I have to end this here before the phone dies. Pisces, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, I need to get up, I need to stretch, I need to go eat some food and be a human.